we call ourselves the Thin Red Line because that's an iconic part of Scottish and British history. The 200 Highlanders at the Battle of Balaclava, which held back the Russian cavalry, which was an overwhelming force. And it was 200 of them, and they were led by Sir Colin Campbell, who was a Glaswegian, just born round the corner, as it happens. So we like that phrase, the Thin Red Line, because our branding is red, and because our line is always going to be thin in terms of the passing marchers, who are always going to outnumber us. So we have to be there to stop them dominating the scene. You know, they're working to a plan over the next few years deliberately to dominate the scene in Scotland. So we have to work to a plan to make sure that they cannot be seen to dominate the scene. Even if it's just a handful of us, it's enough to show the unionist presence, to show that the other side exists, so that people can feel psychologically that at least somebody is standing up there, somebody's speaking for them. So we're not going to let them get away with this. We're going to be there whenever we can, with as many people as we can. And we're the only organisation that's going to do that, because we're very much in your face. We're trying to appeal, obviously, to everybody, but we really want to make sure that we get the red, white and blue flag up there, people see it, and they remember, ah yes, the United Kingdom, I remember about that. So it's so important that we are there, so important that we are there at these marches, because if we're not there, then nobody knows and nobody thinks that there are even unionists in Scotland. So all of you people, and it's the majority of people in this room who have been on these counter demos, thank you very much indeed. And for all of you, sometimes when it was your first time you thought, oh, what's going to happen here? But once you're actually on it, you realise it's all pretty safe. Other people will say, oh, counter demos, that's not the answer. That's not the answer. What we need to be able to do is blah, blah, blah. Well, of course it's not the answer, because there is no single answer, but it is part of the answer. The other part is, of course, writing very important economic documents about the importance of the union, and that's a very important thing for people to do, but it's not something that I can do. I don't know if anybody in this room has got the knowledge to do that, but what we can do is we can get out on the streets and we can wave a flag. That's what we can do. So we know it's not the answer, but it is part of the answer, overall answer. And then other people say, why do you bother counting them? Because just let them exaggerate the numbers, and at the end of the day they'll realise that when it comes to the crunch, that those numbers were actually exaggerated and they didn't have the support that they thought they had. Well, I can follow that logic, but it doesn't work that way, because if you allow them to exaggerate the numbers and say that there's 100,000 people there, people will actually think, normal people, unionists will think, 100,000 people, oh no, we unionists could never get that, that's a huge number of people, oh we're doomed, we may as well give up. And then there's other people who say, oh, the flags, don't have flags, oh, the Union Jack, no, don't have that. Well, what are we going to do if we don't have the Union Jack? What are we going to wave, you know, a banner saying stop being silly or something like that? Sure, we're going to continue to promote our union supporters campaign. Now what we're trying to do is to find 200 people, the length and breadth of the United Kingdom, doesn't matter where you live, to donate a minimum of £5 a month. And if we can get that, then we'll have enough to cover our basic costs. And people will say, 200, how many? That must be really easy to get. Well, it's not actually. We've been going now for 6 years and we've got 47 people who are signed up. Now, that's not bad when you consider that at our AGM we had 14 people, our AGM in January, we had 14 signed up. We have now have 47 signed up. So that's trebled in the space of 10 months. And a lot of that is due to our new website and our new donor box facility on the website, which makes it easier for people to sign up. And what we're finding as well is that the average donation is round about, worked out at about £11.50. So people are giving a little bit more. Some people giving £5, we're very grateful for that. Some people give more, some people give considerably more. And the average is working out at about £11.50. So we've got 47. We're aiming for 200, and 200 with an average of 10 or £11, that would make a very good yearly income. But in the short term, we're aiming for 100 by the 31st of December 2019. And if we have that, by the end of next year, if we have 100 people and the average donation is around about £10 or £11, then we'll have a monthly income of £1,000 a month, which will be quite sufficient for us to do most of our stuff and most of our work, because we're not an organisation that has any salaries. There's no CEO on 40,000 or anything like that. We have no office rent. We simply have basically a box at one of these post office boxes, and we have no debt or anything like that. So we run extremely frugally, and we do an awful lot on virtually what people would say is virtually nothing, really, at the end of the day. And we've got a modest aim for 200 union supporters, but 100 by the end of next year. And at this present rate of growth, we'll get there, because one a week is all we need to get to 100 by the end of next year. And one a week is about what we pick up, actually. So when you look at our Facebook page or our website, we're always asking for this goal of 200 people, but we're aware that that's going to be a long time. That could be 2 or 3 years before we reach that number. But at the moment, we're at 47 and growing, so we're in a good place to continue to grow. And we're nowhere near like what the Nats are like, because the Nats, as I say, they have this revolutionary fervour. They must give money to anything, because it's going to change the world and it's going to bring heaven down upon them, and everything's going to be fine, and man will sin no more, basically, in an independent Scotland. So they'll give money for that. Whereas people on our side, apart from the people in this room, obviously, general people out there don't have that revolutionary fervour. And why not? Because they're just getting on with their lives. So the Nats do have a huge advantage when it comes to fundraising that unionism and unionists don't have. And it's one of the reasons why unionist groups are not so well funded as the Scottish Nationalists, which as I say, are extremely well funded. I don't know where the money goes, but I do know that the Yes Cafe often finds itself out of pocket at the end of the week, so it has a crowdfunder to try to make up the difference, which is an interesting business plan, I have to say. They're all under one banner got themselves into an awful pickle, because they say there's 100,000 at the marches, and then they count up the tubs and they find that they've raised £3,000 or something like that, and they wonder where's the other 97,000 gone. Well, the Scottish National Party membership, well, you can get the Scottish National Party membership for £1, so, and you can sign up other people whether they like it or not. So